All right, guys, we are back with Jolene Hostal with Stanley Steemer. Talk about sort of on a high level where you think we are with employment. We have immigration, politically issues. We have entry-level jobs and AI taking opportunities away and giving some opportunities. Just at a holistic level, where do you think we are with employment in this country?
I think AI definitely has its place, right? And clearly we need it for certain things, for jobs and coding and certain IT jobs that I guess what pops on my radar. But I definitely think that it's going to be challenging over the next few years to really understand what that means for the workforce,
What are some of the biggest challenges that you guys are seeing right now? Obviously, retention is one you would like to see better retention, but what are some of the biggest problems you see in the workforce for Stanley Steemer and maybe even in certain regions? Because obviously different regions of the country, and you guys are all over the place, are different than others. So can you talk about that?
Yeah. So I think one of the biggest issues that we face is the quality of our employee. We want to make sure that we're hiring, the best people that we can, that are making sure that they're representing our brand well. They're coming to work on time, showing up in a nice, clean uniform, performing the duties well, making sure that they're trained properly, and that's our job. And I think we do a really good job at training them, but making sure that when they are, going into someone's home, they're making our customers feel very comfortable.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Who is your competition from an employee standpoint? Is it other services like yours? Is it, because you said they're in that 20 to 30 age range. So they're not like first job, but they're also not super experienced. So who are you competing with in local markets to hire these folks? And where are you maybe poaching them from?
Well, we'll poach from anywhere. But I think our competition, you're right, they don't have to have a lot of experience. I mean, if you have a high school diploma, we'll train you, right? And actually, we prefer it that way. We prefer to put our brand on that person. But I think anyone's our competitor. You're right in terms of like the service industry. There aren't a lot of carpet cleaning companies that we're like poaching from. There's a lot of mom and pops, but there's not a big brand. But yeah, that service tech kind of role in other service lines, we definitely can.
Like a Costco employee or maybe a Walmart employee, somebody that's service facing and has that experience.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
So is that who you're targeting right now to prospectively poach, kind of like that type of individual? Is there like a perfect maybe competitor? That's not a competitor, but it is a competitor for talent in certain areas. Are you trying to target those types of?
I don't know if we're deliberately targeting anyone. We cast a very wide net.
Okay.
And then we really just kind of work with you in terms of like our culture. Like if you can get our culture in terms of like you show up, here's your van, you get to really, do your job on your own. You're not really micromanaged by a manager because here's your jobs for the day and you get to go out and kind of independently do that. Yeah, that's really.
Is it one person per van or their teams? Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's both. Yeah. We do. We call them solos, and then we also have 2 guys in a van.
Do you have to graduate to be a solo?
In some markets, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 guys in a van sounds like an entirely
different company. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
You have employees on the road. They're out of the office. I mean, they're just disparate from having face to face with them. How are you guys utilizing technology to engage employees on a regular basis? Are they reporting back on satisfaction of the job? Are they reporting back on their managers if they're a technician?
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah, so we use we'll use tablets to be able to communicate with them. We have videos we have cameras in our van to be able to, at least use it for safe driving. We can talk to them. But yeah, we send them.
Slow down.
Yep, it does. Believe it or not, like eyes on the road, because that's a really big challenge for us too. In terms of safety, you can't mess around with that. We put a lot of time and effort into safety with our vehicles. So yeah, but we have tablets that we're able to talk to our technicians, be able to give them lunches, be able to make sure that they have all of everything they need for the day. And so we dispatch our jobs from a central dispatch in Columbus, Ohio, and in Salt Lake City. So
what's the next piece of tech that you want to buy? Either because it's fun or because you think it'll actually help.
I don't know.
Because so many TA, for years, we've seen TA buy the bright and shiny things.
Yep. And we don't really do bright and shiny.
Well, I mean, you clean stuff up, so it should be
clean
bright and
stuff
shiny.
up. You're right.
But so what's that next piece of tech that you would like to buy, and how do you think it would actually impact the organization?
That is a great question. I don't know what we would buy next. I mean, I told you we implemented a new human capital management system this past year, Dayforce, and that really was our one-stop shop. I mean, we spent an entire year implementing this system for our organization just to make sure that the technicians have everything they need right in this spot. I don't know. I honestly don't know what we would buy next.
Human capital management system's a pretty big piece of tech. So you're gonna be
how was that shopping? What were the RFPs like on all the HCMs, and why did you land on Dayforce?
We landed on Dayforce because of their open architect. They play nice with a lot of other systems, and we have some internal systems. So their API connections were really, it was very attractive to us.
It's funny that someone says, I don't know what new tech I'd want, chooses an HCM because of the API infrastructure and flexibility.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
It's just a funny answer
because
you're more techie than maybe you give yourself credit for.
Yeah, maybe. Well, and I also spent a year in the weeds on this project, so I do know a lot about. We built the APIs internally. Our IT department did, and so I had to work really closely with them in terms of understanding and even on like the Paradox side, just to make sure that the integration is working pretty seamless.
How are you working either with your team or your vendors? You have a lot of data right now.
Yeah.
Are you regularly checking that? Are you working with them on what does the story tell us around data and hiring and what's working, what isn't? Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the story's telling us that the technology is good in terms of getting them through the process quickly. Like in terms of hiring. But from our side, like I said before, like we would like to retain them a little bit longer. So, I mean, that really is the story that I sit with a lot of times is like, how can we make employees happier? If we can make them happier, how can we keep them 2 weeks longer, 3 weeks longer?
Do you survey your employees on some of that data, or are you looking at, hey, if we get somebody to X days, they're way more likely to last a longer time than if they don't, and how do we make that happen? Are you looking at that data?
Yep, and we have looked at that data. If they make it 90 days, they'll probably make it a year.
Okay.
So we know, like we've adjusted our pay plan, we've done things that help. But yeah, if they make it 90 days, they'll probably make it a year with us. So, because they understand our culture, right? And they like what they're doing. Once you hit 90 days, you understand you're running your own van, you're doing, you're actually doing the job. So yeah.
You figured it out.
Yeah, you figured it out.
Yeah.
So you can move on to the next step. And so most of those people will stay a while.
Do you think moving the chat technology, the conversational AI down the funnel more to be able to engage with those employees, now that you have obviously Paradox, you've got conversational AI, you've got this open architecture with Dayforce, do you think that could prospectively help help as well to be able to continually engage them about their benefits and the
Yep.
reasons why they definitely want to stay and what a great job you did today and those types of things.
Yeah, and we've had those conversations about, serving our employees. Just be ready for the answers that come back, right?
Yeah.
But as long as we can do that, yeah, we are definitely open to it. And we've actually had lots of conversations about doing that more recently, especially with benefits, because that's obviously a huge cost to any organization, but just to make sure that, our employees are happy. So yeah, a little treat here, some Stanley
bag
Steemer
each.
swag.
I love the old-timey font.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Koozie, got to have that.
I think-
we're doing the unboxing.
I think I
of
got
the interview.
I think I got your bag.
Why do you say that? Oh, I don't know. That's a little snug for me, Chad. I don't know. Let's see what we got. I bet we're both the same.
They're
Are we?
Yeah,
the same.
yeah.
They are.
Have you been Stanley steamed?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, Stanley's.
I've steamed a Stanley once. And the hat. Is this a fitted hat? Oh, nice.
No,
It's got the no back on it.
oh,
Yeah.
it's elastic.
The steamer.
That's right.
So
That's our new marketing, the steamer.
The steamer.
I like it. It's very Steelers, Pittsburgh.
It
The
is
steamer, the
very Steelers,
Steeler.
Yeah.
That's a good hat.
Thank you,
Yes,
Jolene.
You're very welcome.
You're the only one who's come on with gifts.
Really?
That's bonus points galore.
Bearing gifts.
Bonus points galore. All right.
Awesome. Thank you guys very
Thanks
much.
for coming. Thanks for the gifts. Guys, this has been the Chad and Cheese Podcast. She is Jolene Hostal, head of HR at Stanley Steemer. This is the AI series. We out.
We out.